Welcome, YouTubers. Okay, this is going to be the good, the bad, the ugly in Azusa vehicles, but also some experiments I've tried that did not work out. So, that is a 1952 bug. Problem with the bug is, well, it's a bug and it's for a road. So, I started out with this. This is a Baja bug. However, the problem is the engine. So, what did I do? I put a turbo diesel, Volkswagen diesel in it. 1998. Got it in there, it fit pretty good. Next issue I had was cooling. I tried several attempts to make the rear work, it constantly overheats, so I put a roof rack on it with a radiator mounted to the roof to try to get that airflow. This was a test experience. I did end up with this design not having an overheating problem, and I did take it down to Azusa. The power to weight ratio was awesome. I just had too much wheel spin. So this is after I took it down to Azusa and then brought it back home. I did get it coated in mud with 33-inch tires in the back, but still had some issues. So this is the final design that I came up with. So now I ran the radiator hoses to the front. I cut out the license plate and mounted the radiator hose in front of the gas tank. Then the next one was trying to get this. So that is a snorkel in the back. And then I ended up putting the bonnet down. The bonnet down allowed me to, well, and then you can see the hole in the front where I cut out for the radiator, and that was enough cooling. My next issue was lighting, trying to get the two different lights to work. I ended up being a 300M in the quarter mile. I did not stop. This was four-wheel drum brakes. Had the independent suspension in the front. However, I could go over 70. And this is the final design of what I had when I towed it. And this is what my buddy made by putting in a Nissan motor in the back and doing everything for a jungle vehicle. So yeah, this is kind of a short vehicle, but this is one. Mine was a turbo diesel. He put a Nissan Maxima in there, and my buddy put a 1.9 in here. Short video, but go with what you have. So this is a 1983. This is my third Toyota. The problem I have with the Toyotas is they're inherently weak. So I ended up taking a 22RE, or this would be a 22R, and removed it. Ended up replacing it with a 1.9 TDI Volkswagen engine. This vehicle came to me extremely underpowered. When I got it, it was usable. I got about 34 miles per gallon, worked fairly good as a four-wheel drive. I ended up taking out the TDI. I spent a good $6,000 trying to convert it over to mechanical, and ended up taking the Volkswagen engine out. The Volkswagen engine out of the Volkswagen and putting it into here after I ended up blowing up the turbo when my transmission gears failed. This took a couple months to build. I think the total build was $8,000. The VW was about $6,000. When I say $8,000, I'm talking about everything: the purchase of the vehicle, which I got for $2,000, the purchase of the motor, and everything I put into it. The other vehicle was about $6,000, and I bought that bug for I think $800. So this is fabricating the motor mounts to get the TDI to fit in there. We got it all in there, and then didn't rev up. Found several issues. I'm getting my motor from a guy by the name of Thomas at Quality German Auto Parts. I think he's currently in Hesperia. Well, this is what happens when you're not careful down at Azusa. They call me a helicopter. So yeah, drive with what you got. Don't worry about your dream vehicle now, and constantly try to make a vehicle that you can enjoy for whatever purpose you need. So yeah, this was the second one I did with the engine swap. These are just several different pictures of different problems I had with setting it up. So um, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. And these are the extras for the install, going from the Toyota engine to the TDI Volkswagen engine. There are some obvious concerns trying to get it to fit between the frame rails. Yes, it does fit. You don't need a minimum of a 4-inch lift, FYI. That's the engine. I ended up using the adapter kit from, I think it was Acme Adapters. And then how we adapted it to the actual frame. We had to cut off the existing ones, and then we end up using a Toyota Camry, I believe, on the passenger side. We cut it off, threaded it, and then bolted it into the mounts we had. So we went with, I guess, a 45-degree angle on both sides of the frame. These are just various pictures of trying to adapt it in there, getting it to fit. We ended up using an electric fan in the front for cooling. And I actually put air conditioning on this too. Okay, so here's what we had for the passenger side with a single bolt using a Camry. And then we made like a tripod, so then the Camry went in the circle and then bolted down. That worked pretty good as a tripod. That's what we ended up doing on the driver's side. We used the, I believe that's an Audi mount. It's liquid filled, so we still have that 45-degree angle where we bolted it straight down and then bolted or mated it directly to the engine. That was my buddy, a Volkswagen mechanic, who helped me with most of this. That's him grinding and welding. His name is Andy. I'd like to thank him. I think he used to own Andy's Volkswagen down at Tahunga. And eventually I wanted to take it to Tierra del Sol. Didn't happen, but I ended up taking the truck down to Azusa. It did pretty good. I got about 34 miles per gallon. Overall a success, and I think this may be my next vehicle. Tell me what you think in the comments for off-roading as an indestructible vehicle.